Casper, today we're going to talk about something really nice.
Gold.
No, I'm going to talk about chocolate.
Chocolate,
yes.
Yeah.
So,
what is the basic material of chocolate?
It's cacao.
We're going to talk about cacao. I'm going to talk about cacao. You're going to talk about chocolate.
Chocolate bars.
Yeah, because I saw an interesting article. I saw a few articles and a few reports. And last Friday, the asset class of commodities, and it was measured by the Wisdom Tree Enhanced Commodity Strategy Fund, had the best so far year performance if you compare to other asset classes. And that was 8.1%, and the overall share index, so a combination of all the shares worldwide, was only 7%.
Wow.
So they were the number two, and we have a chart, we put it in the screen, and you see so far the commodities are doing great this year.
Are doing very well, yeah.
And commodities is of course a name for...
It's broad.
Yeah, and some commodities, gold is also performing very well this year.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
highest price ever.
Highest price ever, yeah.
2,100 something dollars, yeah, per ounce.
Yeah, we made I think I remember that we made a really good seminar about it once. You know, the hard commodities, the soft commodities, the impact. We had it's already 8 years ago, I think.
Yeah, and it's really difficult. So commodities is so broad.
Uranium, copper, they're really doing well this year.
Yeah,
lithium.
Spoke about it. So you can't say commodity, but the commodity index is performing great. Last year, the commodity index was doing not so well. If you look at the last quarter of 2023, cacao was the number 3 best performer. If you look at cacao price, it's going through the roof. And the question is for investors, if you're not in it, should you still go in?
Yeah.
And we're going to conclude with that. But to give you a little bit insight what's happening in the market, you have 2 places where you can buy the future of cacao. That's in London and it is in the US. And if you look at the price, for example, the one in the US, it's trading at $8,000 per ton. Is that a lot? Yes, that is a lot, because in May last year it was trading for only $3,000. So I think it performed last year 70%, and so far this year it's already gone up with 50%. Wow. So the commodity index, the cacao has a big part, a big trunk in it.
Absolutely.
What's going on? Unfortunately, there are some losers in this case, because the harvests are really bad. It's mainly coming from Africa, 2 countries. And due to the El Nino, the big
climatological,
the warming up of the earth, because of the earth in that area is warming up, there are more diseases, other diseases, and the farmers, they don't have money, they don't have the products to protect their plants. And to give you a little bit inside information, the farmer on average, they only earn on a yearly basis $2,500.
Yeah, and I think if you look, I mean, what can you do about hedging the price? You see that in more sophisticated countries, like for instance Italy. You have a lot of Italian clients that hedge the wheat price because they eat a lot of pasta. But on forehand, they protect themselves. Yeah, a farmer that makes only $2,500 per year on a future that maybe requires $3,000 of margin. Yeah, it already indicates that those people have nowhere to go. They can't really hedge themselves against these circumstances. So yeah, it's really sour for them.
They can't hedge from a financial hedge and then a product hedge.
Product hedge, no, because they don't have because that's another point you're going to explain now.
But there's another big disadvantage for them, because normally if for example if the harvest halves, so you have 50% less product, then normally the price doubles. So at the end, your revenues are a little bit the same. But what they do, they make price agreements with the farmers, so the big companies where you're going to talk about, on a yearly basis. And mostly they do that in October every year. And if you see at the price development, so it was trading at $3,000 per ton. At the end of 2023, it was trading at 4,000. So of course, from 3 to 4 is already a big increasement, but not. So they made, a lot of them made price agreements on $4,000 per ton. And now it doubled 8. So they're missing also. They're missing.
100%.
Yeah, they're missing 2 things. They're missing the price, and they have less product.
And it only happened just now. If you look at the chart, it only just happened. The year is just starting. We're only at the end of March.
Yeah, because I have a chart here I saw in another report, and look, it's trading at $7. It was a couple of weeks ago. It's now 8,000.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So the industry need to change because the industry need to help those farmers and also at the end help themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that the prices will go up? Is a big chance that prices will continue because they still expect not good weather and still have the same problems. And if you plant a seed of a cacao plant, it takes you 5 years to get to be able to harvest something from it. So there is a really big problem, and I will close off with how you can invest in cacao and how you should not invest in cacao. But before that, please talk about the companies.
Yeah,
you
there's
deal with
two large companies. I mean, there's a couple more. There's one, a really big one in Switzerland as well. But the most common ones when you think about chocolate, and I think maybe the largest buyers of chocolate or cacao to make their products is Nestle in Switzerland and Mondelez in the US. And if you look at Nestle in the COVID dip, they went to 95 Swiss francs. Well, although in COVID the market really dipped heavily. Well, at this moment it's trading still at 95 Swiss francs, but it went up all the way in 2021 to 130 Swiss francs. So to give you an idea, the price went up. Something is going on with Nestle that is not beneficial for the share price, and one of the points is that they're not growing as quickly as the market is expecting they will be doing. So there's not as much demand for their products as they might have expected, or that they might have created expectations for. And another point, of course, is also what they said themselves, the CEOs. Yeah, in this case, the inflation, because of the products they need to buy in. It affects them in all levels, because they're not only making chocolate, they make a lot of other products as well. And in the specific case now, of course, cacao. I mean, you see the cacao price going like that, and the share price of Nestle going like that. So there is a really big correlation between those two. For the fundamental investor, the earnings per share are 4.24, 4 Swiss franc 24. So you pay about 22 times the earnings, which is it's not really cheap. I think it's
the same as Google.
Yeah,
I prefer. I
think at this moment, there's more things to say to buy Google at this rally as we're going.
They pay our dividend, huh?
Yeah, they pay our dividend. That's what people also like it for the dividend. It's 3.5%, something like that. So that's okay. If you look at Mondelez is known from a lot of famous brands, especially for the people from the UK watching dairy, milk, Milka, of course, Liga, Honey Maid, Oreos, all those famous brands that are not really good for your body are produced by Mondelez. Share price of Mondelez is from 77 gone down to approximately now 70, so 10% in the same period, so 10% down. Swiss company Nestle, of course, had a bigger drop in the price. Fundamental wise, more or less the same. $4 earnings per share, and you pay then almost 20 times the earnings. More important here is also that they already raised their prices of their products in 2023 with about 20%. So they already, they did that. And they said in the latest statements that this year, 2024, but I don't know exactly from when that is, that they will only raise the prices with one single digit. So less than 10%. But if you deal with a cacao price like that, then it's going to be a tough year for Mondelez. So you have to think twice if you invest in this as well, because they have to buy it for that if they want to stick to their.
They didn't expect that.
No. And I don't know at what point those companies are hedging or what sort of vehicles they have in place. But the largest markets, they already have agreed on the price. So it's difficult. It's difficult to see for these companies what the near future will bring.
Yeah, because I saw it's almost Easter, and you have the Easter chocolate eggs, and it is already there. It's also increased 20% in price.
Yeah, so if we take all this in consideration, and yesterday evening we had the Fed, and the inflation was slightly higher, but the growth expectation of the economy was also higher, and the market took that as leading. Okay, so we will have more economical growth, etc., etc. But on the other hand, it's not an indication that inflation will be going down this year based on this. If you look at all the troubles with the oil price with the Red Sea. I don't know. The market is extremely positive.
Where I started my story with the highest asset class now this year so far are the commodities. And that is 8%, and the commodities is really important for inflation.
Yeah, and that's also what yesterday when you looked at I had Bloomberg on, and I was looking at it, and I said, nobody really understood it, you know, because the market really gets anything to turn it into positive.
Yeah.
That's at this moment, and it's nice because if you're long in stocks, that's great. But if some people are betting short, the S&P hit 5,000. Well, you don't think, oh.
Or cash and
cash, yeah, they sold a bit, but that's also not a bad thing, I think.
No.
Because then you're out. You know, you will never sell here, you will never buy there. But if you can do it somewhere in the middle, that's fine. If you stick to your rules.
If you
How to invest in cacao?
Yeah, if you believe in it and you think, okay, I'm going to hedge my own inflation in the supermarket, for example, you can hedge your petrol with the buying the oil, and you can do the buying a cacao product. But beware. As I said before, it's traded on the future markets in London and the US, but please only invest in futures if you know the product, because it's a difficult product. So I wouldn't say to do that, but you have an ETF or ETC from Wisdom, Wisdom Tree Cacao ETC, and if you see, we put it in the screen, and you see it also performed almost with the same percentages as the underlying product cacao did. And that's quite good, because you see with ETFs or similar products that are based on futures, that you in a lot of cases miss a lot of performance, because they have to roll the futures every time. But this, I think, is an example.
It's a nice example.
This is an example that it works, because you see it went up from $3,000 to $8,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think this is really, if you believe in cacao, if they will go up, or you don't believe it, you want to hedge yourself, go look for the Wisdom Tree Cacao ETC. There is also one that has a multiplier of 2, but be careful, because then you go twice as hard.
Yeah. It already goes really quickly.
Definitely. Yeah, you see that, yeah.
Thank you for watching, and give us as usual your comment.
See you next week.